Alright, what is going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's on the Power. So I finally got done editing the footage from the Mr. Cincinnati, the natural bodybuilding competition that I sponsored maybe 3 weeks ago now. So my buddy Zack, as many of you know, competed in that competition. So I've got the footage, of him putting on his pro tan. We went through all the mandatory poses in my office the night before. I got some stuff about his diet in there, his actual on-stage routine. So the intent in doing this, number one, is I sponsored the show. So I really believe in giving back to the bodybuilding community as a whole because it's given me so much through my channel. It's given me the opportunity to kind of have a career commentating on bodybuilding, which I absolutely love. So I firmly believe in giving back, to the thing that gave you what you have, and this channel has given me a lot. So natural bodybuilding is one thing that I'm very passionate about, even though I talk a lot about pro bodybuilding. Obviously, the pro bodybuilders aren't natural. I do believe very heavily in natural bodybuilding, so I wanted to give them some money, sponsor the show, give the show some promotion. I mean, get more eyeballs on natural bodybuilding. So this is an NGA natural bodybuilding show. It's actually the longest running bodybuilding show in history, the Mr. Cincinnati, 78 years. This is the 78th annual Mr. Cincinnati. So longer than the Olympia, longer than the Mr. America, longer than, the Mr. USA, longer than the Mr. Universe. I mean, keep in mind, the Mr. Olympia started in 1965. So the Olympia is roughly 50-something years old. So 78 years. This competition has been going on forever. So that's part of why I wanted to sponsor this show as my first natural show, is because it's got a lot of history to it. And number two, it's very, very close to me, so it was easy for me to cover it. So some of these guys, Zack, obviously my best friend from college, he was competing. He's going to be the guy that I'm going to show you. I helped him put his pro tan on, helped him go through the poses like I said before. So Zack's my best friend from college. I was the best man in his wedding, so he competed. There's another guy from my gym, big black dude. You're going to see him in here too. Onam Williams. This guy is massive. So his back, I would say this guy had the best back out of anybody on stage. I mean, this guy's back was insane. You guys are going to see the pictures and videos in here. I'll throw in as well the overall men's open bodybuilding winner, even though I didn't know him. I'll throw in some of the cause comparisons and stuff. I just wanted to give you guys a good insight to a natural bodybuilding show and cover it exactly the same as I would cover, a pro bodybuilding show or the Mr. Olympia, and just give you guys some good stuff that you may not have seen before about natural bodybuilding and give it some exposure that I think it deserves. So please give this video a thumbs up. You're about to see some cool natural bodybuilding footage. I'll probably voice over some of it. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and without further ado, here is the footage.
It's way too much ass crack in this video.
Alright guys, so starting off this video, what we want to do here is just basically show you all the things that a real natural bodybuilder goes through prepping for a natural bodybuilding show. Now before Zack gets any hate here, obviously, Zack's not trying to win the Mr. Olympia. This is a pure natural bodybuilder. He's been training 7 or 8 years now. And he's a good example of what natural bodybuilding really is. It's a dieting contest. It's not really, see how big you can get. It's really see how lean you can get after years of training. So Zack has competed. I think this is his 3rd show. He's just a guy that likes to compete, man. He's not a guy trying to win the Mr. Olympia. He knows what his flaws are. He knows what he did wrong for this show. He knows what his genetic limitations are as well. This is a guy that knows, okay, I'm not, I don't have the greatest genetics. He knows his arms are a weak point. He's got very good legs, I'll give him that. And we'll get into him doing all the mandatory poses. So we're in my office here, the bathroom of my office, putting on the pro tan right now. So right now we're putting on the base layer, and then we're going to go ahead and put on the top coat.
For tomorrow, too? Is this the only bottle you got?
That's all the bottle I got.
Damn, son.
Shit gets darker though every time, though. I ain't trying to come in like you came in here.
Oh, yeah.
Straight blackface.
That's what I was just saying to Grant. Can't do that shit next time.
NSP, Nick Smothered Poultry.
Oh, yeah.
Said someone in the comments said that you look like a piece of barbecue chicken.
Glazed barbecue chicken. That's where I fucked up. I did that tan for like a whole week in advance. I got dummy.
Well, yeah, you were like comp ready when you came over to my house and you said, I need about 3 more coats. I was like, nah, you don't.
You were for sure like the darkest dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean, it looks good once it's under the lights, but as soon as you step off stage,
Oh, yeah, off stage.
it's just like, is he racist? What's going on here? And it's like, nope, I just overdid a little bit. By a little bit, I mean way too much.
It wouldn't have been like super noticeable if your hair wasn't like blonde.
Oh, yeah. and around my eyes look like a raccoon.
Because I remember before your comp, you were like, yeah, I want that like that Jay Cutler, like almost red color. And I was like, well,
Nah, fam.
I've got good news and I've got bad news.
You're gonna get that line up there.
All right, so the next part of this video is going to be Zach going through all the poses in my office. So he does a little bit of his posing routine in here, as well as the mandatory poses. Now, again, as I mentioned before, man, we know Zach's not trying to win the Mr. Olympia, so we know what his flaws are. The arms, obviously, he needs to work on those. That's just really a genetic limitation for him because, again, he's been training for 7 years naturally, 7 or 8 years naturally. I would say certainly his two strong points are his back and his legs. I mean, this guy, he trains the hell out of his legs, and he's got pretty damn good hamstrings, quads. The calves are always there. And he feels that his best poses is back poses. But I feel like from the front, when he hits his quads and really flexes them hard, that's where he really looks his best. So we're just taking him through kind of some of the classic poses. That's his mantis pose right there. Overall, I mean, again, just a guy that enjoys the sport. Now here you go with the front lat spread. You can see the quads there. In my opinion, he had some of the best quads on stage because a lot of the times in these natural bodybuilding shows, you'll see guys that don't train legs at all. Kind of myself included in that. I trained legs, but it didn't look like I did. Zach's one of the few guys that has that gnarly separation in his quads when he actually decides to sit down on them and flex them correctly. So that's one of the things we were trying to remind him during this video is to make sure he flexes them because sometimes he forgets to. And when he flexes them, they look significantly better than they do. So I will be doing a tour very soon of my office. I've got some interesting stuff in there I think you guys would like to see. And I don't think I've ever really showed you guys what my office looks like. So I rented out this office space. I basically filled it with anything classic bodybuilding memorabilia, autographed pictures, custom weightlifting belts. I've got, dumbbells in there. I've got push-up stuff in there. I've got all my supplements in there, all my computer setup, all that cool stuff. So I think you guys would enjoy seeing some of the cool classic bodybuilding memorabilia that I've got all over my office. This is just a small fraction of my office that you can see in this video. But I believe when we did this posing here, we live streamed it on my Instagram. So some of you guys may have seen this already. So that's why I'm voicing this part over because I'm responding in the background of the video that I filmed to the comments on the live stream. People were telling him what poses to hit. That's why you can see him laughing throughout, various points in this video because people were making some funny comments about the casting couch in the background and telling him to hit a moon pose and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and let you guys enjoy the rest of this posing video, and I'll probably turn the volume on for the rest of it.
Back in the day, those looked goofy.
Might have another side better.
How much do you weigh, they said?
163.
163. Flex your legs harder. There you go.
Try sitting down on them a little bit. If you lock them out, it's like where you sort of spread them out and then get down on them.
Starting to fucking shake.
Did you hit a victory? Have you done a victory with a vacuum?
I don't know if I can.
It might look better with a vacuum. Bitch, that is not a vacuum. There you go.
There you just look in pain.
Alright, we're done.
All right, so this part right here is one of the few parts where you can see my banner actually in the video up to the top left there. So following this clip, I'm going to play the promoter, Rick Ruther, kind of introducing my channel to the crowd.
Nick is this is Nick Miller. He runs a YouTube site about bodybuilding and power sports. And I haven't seen it completely, I haven't seen everything that's on here. But he kind of tells it the way it is, which is kind of refreshing.
All right, so here we have Zach's posing routine on stage. So I believe he posed to an NF song here, so he went pretty slow on stage, which I think is the best way to do a classic pose. So if I didn't mention this already, Zach was competing in the classic physique division. So he wasn't competing in men's open bodybuilding, but he was doing classic physique. And this organization is called the NGA, so it's a natural bodybuilding organization. So he was drug tested, and this was a drug tested natural class. So that was what he was going for. He wanted the classic physique and he wanted to be natural. Now, one of the mistakes I think Zack actually made during this show was between the prejudging and the night show, he had, I think it was like a 5-hour span or something. And during that time, he came back to my house and he ate like a 2-pound, one of those chocolate Easter bunnies that's like solid chocolate. He ate one of those and he was eating, a bunch of candy and stuff. So I think he might have ate a little bit too much in between prejudging and the night show, leading to his midsection being a little bit cloudy during his posing routine. All right, so the next routine here, this is Onam Williams, so he trains at the same gym as me. And it just turned out he happened to be doing this show as well. I didn't know he was doing it when I signed up to sponsor it, but I talked to him at the gym and he said he was doing it. So he actually really impressed me here. So obviously, one of the things I would say he needs to work on is his legs. But if he brought his legs up, I mean, this guy, he really has it all. If you look at his back, man, one of the best natural backs you're probably ever going to see on a natural bodybuilding stage. And I'm not just saying that because I know the dude. I mean, this guy's back was insane for a natural bodybuilder. He blew these other guys away. If he brought those legs up, man, he would be a serious threat to any natural bodybuilding stage. I would say a little bit better conditioning in the ab area as well. But his posing routine was great. Overall, his physique was very, very good. I was very impressed with this guy, man. So I was really happy to see him do well. I think he won 2 of his classes and came in second in both the overalls that he competed in. So I think he did the overall for men's open bodybuilding. I think also the overall for men's physique, and he came in runner-up at that as well. All right, so the final routine here, this is going to be the guy that actually won his pro card here. So he won his NGA pro card, and he won the overall in men's open bodybuilding. So this guy, by far, one of the most impressive natural bodybuilders I've ever seen. And for all the people that are going to be out there saying he's a fake natty, this guy only weighed about 180 pounds on stage. So not a crazy big guy, but he just looks very impressive on stage. His legs, his back, his arms. I believe his name is Andrew Plumley. I believe that's his name. And this guy, impressive as hell. Young kid, I think he's a little bit younger than me, so very impressive, and there's going to be some very bright things from this kid in the future. Coming in looking like that at 180 pounds, very impressive. And again, he was the winner, so he was definitely drug tested very strictly. So this video right here is going to be the comparison for the overall between Onam, the Andrew guy that I mentioned before, and this guy in the end, I think his name was Spike. So Onam versus Andrew. Again, from the back, dude, just insanely impressive. And Onam took second here, but honestly, I would not be mad at all about taking second to the guy that he took second to, because that guy just super complete, super impressive, roundness and fullness in all the right areas. Again, one of the best natural bodybuilders I think I've ever seen. So that about wraps up the video, guys. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of insight into a natural bodybuilding show, like I said before. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I intend on doing this a lot more in the future. It's something that I definitely want to explore, giving more promotion and more attention to some of these natural shows, because it's something that not a lot of people really do, not a lot of people really know about. And I spend all this time covering pro bodybuilding, and there's so many guys in the comment section that are like, man, you got to cover some natural bodybuilding. We want to see some natural stuff. So I'm trying to do more of that. And again, I really believe in giving back to bodybuilding, especially natural bodybuilding, since that's where I came from. So it's something I really want to do in the future, and give more money and give more attention to natural bodybuilding, because this is something that I want to see more people compete in, and see more people have an interest in. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you guys for watching. Nick Strength and Power signing out.